Hey everybody, this is a video for people who don't really know anything about SketchUp, and yet you for some reason have to do some work in a SketchUp file and bring it into another program like the Unreal Engine. And you run into the problem where the normals, the faces, are reversed, and so some of your geometry does not come into the Unreal Engine. So that's a problem I'm having right now, and I've had to learn a few workflows and tools for fixing the normals before export, and I'm going to share that with you now because it's been a lot of hours I've been trying to learn this. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to come up to the view menu and you want to put the face style as monochrome, and that will give you the high contrast between the faces that are inverted and correct, so you know which ones will disappear, when brought into another program. In this case, the purple blue faces will be reversed when you bring them into Unreal, and the gray or white faces will be good. So the basic workflow, the very first thing is you can click on something and you can right click and you can say reverse faces, and that will flip that for you. So then, you might come on and you might start clicking and then shift clicking a few faces and then reverse, etc. Okay, well, that's not so bad, but I would like to warn you about something, and that is when you start shift clicking, it's easy to forget to click away before you do a next batch, right? Okay, so watch this. Let's say I've fixed this and I've said reverse faces, okay? Now, I'm so used to shift clicking that let's say I come over here. If I don't click away first and I start shift clicking these two, as soon as I go to reverse those faces, these old ones, I'm undoing the work that I just did. You see that? So after you've finished an area, you want to make sure you click away once or twice so that you haven't selected the originals. Okay, so that is especially crucial when you're doing like hundreds of things, like you're like coming into this building or something and you're shift clicking all these things for like an hour. You want to make sure that when you move on to a next area, you don't accidentally shift click with the original selection, thereby undoing all your work. Okay, so that is the stock default. Next, we'll move on to some tools here called Fredo tools. Really interesting set of tools, but the only one that I'm looking at is the auto reverse faces. Now, let me tell you, for this one, what it is you select something and then you apply the tool. But yeah, you have to be careful because you see here I selected, but there's things behind the model selected too. And so it might try and fix these faces, but then accidentally invert this. So as I understand it, you really only want to do this inside a group or something. So here, let's say this building is not quite right. See how these will all disappear. So let me go up to the top. Let me select this, right click, I'll make that a group. Okay, and then I'll open that up. So now I could select everything and run the auto reverse faces, and it's going to go in there and it's going to do its thing. It's going to calculate here. You're going to see here it's pretty slow often. Well, actually it's pretty fast there, but it does not a bad job. Notice it missed a few here, so I'm going to have to go in and fix a few, but that's a pretty decent tool, assuming that you definitely go in a group, so you're not just selecting something and then it goes through the selection to get other buildings. Now, the install for Fredo tools is a little bit tricky. You need the Fredo tools and the Fredo library, and then you'll download both of those, and then you'll come up to your extension manager and you'll say install, and that'll take you to your downloads. And when you're done, you'll have this Fredo 6 library installed and the Fredo 6 tools, and the tools need access to the library. Pretty good, but I would say the best, and I've saved this for last, is the one that I actually struggled to figure out most. And it's called the automatic face reverser. This was made like over 10 years ago. And I downloaded it. Okay. And then I went to my extensions and I went to the extension manager and I installed it. And you see here it showed up VBFR enabled. But when I went to extensions, I couldn't find anything. And when I went to window, I couldn't find anything. So I really didn't know how to use it. But here is what it is. Once you have anything selected in your scene and you right click, you will see down at the very bottom here, view-based face reverser. And then you want to go to scan screen region. Now notice, if nothing is selected, no geometry, it's not there. Just click on something, anything. Just select something in your scene to get that menu there, view-based face reverser. And what I do is I come down to the scan screen region. And what that now lets me do is just drag a box you see there. And I guess what it does is, from the camera's perspective, it looks out at the model and it tries to invert any faces that it thinks the camera can't see or something. So you see here, we'll wait, and it's done a pretty good job. Look at that. It's not perfect, but it's done a lot of them. So we'll just do that again. We'll just click and drag. And now you might be looking at this and saying, oh my gosh, there's got to be a better way. And if you figure it out, please tell me, because this is brutal. But it's the best tools that I've figured out. So that's pretty much it, I guess. I showed you the click, shift click. I warned you to remember not to shift click and undo the work you've already done. So always click away first. I showed you the Fredo tools here and the auto reverse faces, and make sure it's in a group. And then I showed you the automatic face reverser, and I've told you that it has to be, something has to be selected to get the view-based face reversers scan screen region. And then you can just, even scan like a big area like this, and just wait for it. And you'll probably have to do that over and over and over from different angles. That's it. I'm Theo. This is Theo's Research. If this was helpful for you, let me know. If this was helpful to you, let me know. And I'd be really curious what kind of horrible model problems you have, because definitely no fun. Misery loves company. Okay, that's it. Have a great day. Good luck. And I will talk to you all soon.